What's up, everyone? My name's Richard Johnston, and I'm a wedding photographer based out of Sydney, Australia. I've been running my own photography business successfully for about the past 5 or so years, and I also have a photography education business under the name of Studio Roller. I just wanted to jump on here quickly and introduce myself and today's episode, where we're going to be talking about how to book those first clients when you're just starting out as a wedding photographer and you potentially don't have a portfolio or any work to show. Now, I thought it'd be fitting, because this is my first YouTube episode, to start right at the very beginning. So let's get into today's episode. It can be so easy to listen to all the people out there that say you need a website, you need a blog, you need images on your social media account, you need a price guide, you need all of these things for people to take you seriously. But the truth is, that's not actually the case. You don't really need much at all to start booking clients. The first step is to create an offer that eliminates all risk for your potential clients. What do we mean when we say this? Well, predominantly, we're talking about offering something for free. That's right, free. I know a lot of people don't like the word free, and you'll hear a lot of people saying you need to value your craft, you need to charge money for your time is valuable. And while this is all true, when you first get going and you don't have a portfolio, free is the best way to start. It's much easier for someone to say yes to working with you if haven't got any money or any skin in the game. All they're investing is a little bit of their own time. Now, in this instance, they'll be much more inclined to give you a yes if you don't have a portfolio, because if the shoot doesn't turn out the way they anticipated, well, there's no real great loss on their end. Try not to get hung up on the fact that this is a free shoot. There are two main reasons as to why we're doing this. The first one is to get your potential client in the door. The second is so that you can start building a portfolio. So even though this shoot is free at the moment, the thing is, it's not necessarily free, because you are going to make money from these images down the track. So you look at the long game rather than focusing on the short game. You're doing a free shoot now to make more money down the track. Next, you want to set a limit for the amount of shoots that you want to do. How many is this going to be? Well, that's entirely up to you on what you feel comfortable. Maybe your number is 5, maybe your number is 10. Find a number that you feel comfortable with. Once you've settled on this number, you can either choose to keep it to yourself, or you can choose to promote it alongside your offer. Now, if you promote it alongside your offer, here's what it's going to do. If someone sees your offer, they'll be much more inclined to get in touch with you and take one of those positions, because they know that if they sit or they dwell or they put it off for another day, those positions could be gone and then there'll be no more. So this lets them know that it's scarce and it's limited, and it creates urgency, and it can be a great effective tool of getting those first couple of bookings coming in the door. Here's the thing, because this shoot is free, you can do it entirely on your terms. What do we mean here? Well, we're talking about, when would you like the shoot to take place? Do you want it to happen in a particular location? Do you want the shoot to have a particular style, color? Do you want people to be wearing a certain type of clothing? Things like that. And the way you need to think about this is, these images are going to be in your portfolio. So you want to dictate the shoot in the way that it's going to be most beneficial for you and your portfolio. Because this shoot is free, you can also let them know what the requirements are for image use following the shoot when you deliver the images. If it's a business you're doing this for and they're uploading photos to their website or on their social media, perhaps you want a backlink to your website or to your social media, or perhaps you want them to tag you on the image or in the description. Whatever that may be, think about the other people that are going to see these images and how that could then lead to more work for you. So you want as much exposure as you can. So because this is a free shoot, don't be afraid to stipulate the terms for the image use. So once you've completed step 1, you should have a pretty good idea of what your offer is, how many of these you're going to do, where and how each shoot is going to take place, as well as the terms and use and image use rights that people are going to abide by when using the images. Now it's time to move on to step 2. Step 2 is to let people know. What you want to do is you want to make your intentions known and you want to promote the offer that you have now just created. Start by telling your immediate family and friends. They are in your corner and they are going to help you every step of the way. Once you've told them and you've explained your goals, then expand it to your outer network. So things like your co-workers, people you see on a regular basis but may not be necessarily classed as your close friends, teammates, and if you attend social clubs and there's other people there, tell them about what you're planning and tell them about your offer. So if there's any other people these people know, they can refer them your way. Once you've done that, you want to promote this on your social media. I'm assuming most people have a social media account. Even if it's not a business account, that doesn't matter. Get your offer and what you're proposing onto your personal, on your personal social media account and push that out so everyone that you know personally or has some form of contact with you can find out. And it can also be good to ask for help from these people. Say that this is what you're planning, and if they know anyone, to send them your way. Other things you could do to promote your offer is you could promote it in Facebook groups. Think of where your ideal clients are. Are there certain groups that they are in? For example, if you're looking to book weddings, are they in, are there wedding groups that people are looking for photographers? If it's a business, are there business groups that you can promote your offer in? You can also create flyers. Flyers are another great thing. Then put these flyers in the places where you think where your potential clients are going to be. Maybe they're in cafes, maybe it's in a shopping center, maybe it's in your local hairdresser, places where people might notice. Do little tearaway flyers, things that people can take with them and then get in contact with you in their own time. You could also choose to go as far as advertising your offer. So doing a little bit of Facebook paid advertising could get your offer in front of more people and get more people to take notice and get in touch with you. Another thing you can also do is reach out to other businesses who already may have your potential clients. For example, if you're looking to book weddings, potentially you could partner with a ring designer and say that whenever anyone purchases a ring, they also get a free 30-minute shoot or an hour shoot, however long you want to make it. And so this business will also benefit in referring work your way. Now, if you don't want to just put this out there and leave it to chance that people are going to come back to you, I recommend getting in direct contact with people. Whether you decide to walk into a business and approach them in person and speak with them, whether you decide to cold call them or you decide to direct message them or email them, whatever approach you take, direct messaging and getting in touch with people directly to let them know about your offer can be a great idea and a great strategy. So once you've completed step 2, you should start to have a few inquiries coming in the door. Now it's time to move on to step 3, vetting these inquiries and setting expectations. When these inquiries come in, what I want you to know is that not every inquiry is going to be created equal. Some are going to be better than others. And what we need to do is we need to organize these into a list, whereas the best is at the top and the worst is at the bottom. And we need to really get serious on categorizing these leads so that we give ourselves the best possible chance at booking more clients in the future and creating a much better portfolio. What do we mean when we talk about vetting your leads? Well, basically what we're saying is we want to create a bit of a questionnaire that we can either send to these people or they fill out automatically when they apply for one of these positions, when they apply for one of these free shoots. Some of the questions that can be on there, for example, if you're a wedding photographer and you're trying to book weddings, some of the questions might be, do you have a date set? Have you booked a venue? Do you already have a photographer booked? You could also ask what their budget is or what they would expect to normally spend on a wedding photographer. And while we don't normally recommend asking budget-related questions in contact forms and things on your website because it can scare people away, in this instance, you should be right to ask those questions because this is a free shoot that you're giving away and it's nothing that they're paying for predominantly. And so from these questions, as you can start to see, we can start to determine which of these leads or inquiries is going to be better than another. For example, if someone's booked a wedding photographer already, there's a very likely chance you are going to put them at the bottom of the list because the chance that they are going to book you after having a free shoot is very, very slim. If they haven't yet booked a venue, maybe they're not necessarily ready to book a photographer just yet, but could be soon. So maybe you might place them a little bit further down the list. If someone fills out your questionnaire and they've set a date, they've got a venue, they haven't booked a photographer, and if what they expect to spend on a wedding photographer is going to align with what you were going to charge, then you might put these people at the top of the list as a hot favorite and someone you would like to do a shoot with. So as you can see, it's very important to vet these people. We also spoke about setting expectations. You want to set expectations so that these people or businesses, whoever you're choosing to work with, know that you're doing this shoot for a reason. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart or because you just genuinely love photography. You are doing this because you want to work with them after this point in time. You want them to book you after this point in time. So we need to verbally make sure that they are clearly aware that you are doing this for a certain reason. And that will give you a much better chance of getting booked. So after completing step 3, you should have a pretty good idea of who you're going to be doing shoots with. Now we move on to step 4, and that's the shoot. This is the best opportunity for you to really impress your clients and build trust. You don't have a portfolio to show them to this point, so this is almost going to act as part of your portfolio, where you can show them you know exactly what you're doing. So leading up to the shoot and following the shoot, you want to have really good communication with these potential clients. You want to answer any questions they have, provide as much information as they need, and this will help solidify that you were the one for them. During the shoot, you want to make sure you arrive early and don't arrive late. Arriving late will start to show them that this is how you conduct business, and we don't want that. The best thing to do is arrive early, potentially scout out some locations or figure out how exactly you want to do the shoot so that when they arrive and the client gets there, you're ready to go and you've already got a plan and a formula in mind of how everything is going to unfold. This leads to the next point, which is working with confidence. Now, during the shoot, you want to establish to your potential client and the ones you're working with that you are confident in what you do and your abilities. You are confident in the decisions you make and how you take the photos that you take. So even if something doesn't necessarily turn out 100% as you would like it, try not to let this shine through and instead just move on to the next shot and remain confident and keep pushing forward. And when doing the shoot, make sure everyone is having fun, enjoying themselves, you're potentially connecting on a deeper level, and you're really relating to the client and you're seeing that they are having a great experience. Now, at any point when you're working with these clients, try to add little personal touches that would really impress them. For example, if you're doing a shoot early in the morning, perhaps you arrive with coffees in hand, ready to go. This is very little monetary value that you can spend, and little tokens like this really will go a long way when it comes to impressing your clients. Other things you could do, maybe you bring a bottle of champagne that they can shake and pop and spray everywhere. Maybe you've got smoke bombs, other props, bits and pieces, things like that shows that you will go the extra mile for these clients. They will love it. And trust me, when I say you do these things, it's going to really win them over. Additionally, when it comes to delivering the images, if you just make sure that if you stipulated that the images would be delivered within a week or a month or 2 months, whatever that may be, that you are delivering these images on time or ahead of time. And if for any reason something comes up and you really can't hit that deadline, just communicate this with them ahead of time so they are well aware and know, and they're not the ones who are coming to you saying, where are our images? Now you've done the shoot and delivered the images, it's time to move on to step 5, and that's making your direct ask. This is the point where you approach the clients you did the free shoot for and let them know that you would love to work with them moving forward. And the thing is, if you don't ask, you may not receive. So it's always best to reach out to them and make that personal ask. This way, they'll either say yes or they'll either say no. But if you don't ask, you won't know. And during this point, even if they say no, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You've got some images that you can use in your portfolio, but you could also ask them for a review or a testimonial, something which can be used to help build social proof for your business, so that any future people who do decide to get in touch with you can see that and see that you've worked with other people and they are very happy with the results that you have helped them achieve. So you've done the shoot and you've handed over the images. Now it's time to move on to step 6, and that's building your portfolio. The next thing you want to do is start getting these images uploaded to your social media accounts. These days, a social media is viewed as a photographer's portfolio and many businesses' portfolio. So you want to get these images on there as quick as possible too, because when the clients that you did the shoot for start sharing the images, if you stipulated what they need to do when using the images, there is a very likely chance, for example, if they're crediting you on the photo or in the description, that their friends and family or their networks may click through to your social media and check out your work if they are looking for a photographer. And that is then how you could start to book more work. And the good thing is now you have a portfolio that they can look through and they can see, as far as they're aware, that you have other people who are purchasing your services and investing in your business. Now, the other thing you want to do when popping these images on your social media and building out this portfolio, always try to tag the clients, credit them, credit any other vendors who may have been used, credit any other products that were used during the shoot, things like that. Maybe you want to tag the location, maybe you want to include some hashtags. All of these things will help your images get found by other people and will in turn lead to more bookings. So make sure you're actively updating the images with the required information. Okay, so you've been through the entire process and you've booked a number of clients for these free shoots. You've built out a portfolio. Some of these clients have on booked you for their jobs, whether it's businesses, whether it's weddings, whether it's families, and you should have a little bit of work coming in now. For anyone else that decides to inquire, you can decide if you want to continue these sorts of discounts or potentially reduce the discounts rather than being free. Maybe you just offer 50% off next time. Because you now have a bit of a portfolio that people can look at and can see that you're working. The next lot of discounts, if you want to offer any at all, you don't need to offer any at this point. If you're starting to get a portfolio, it's entirely up to you as to how busy you want to be with your work. But you can slowly reduce these discounts as you go along. Maybe you do another 5 shoots and you do 40% off, or you do another 5 shoots after that and the next are 20% off, until eventually you feel you don't need to do any of these anymore because you have a solid enough portfolio that people can look through and make a decision based on that as to whether they want to work with you. Okay, so moving forward from this point, you probably, if you've got some spare time, you could start to look at building a bit of a price guide so that when you do receive inquiries, you can share your pricing information with people and it looks nice and professional. After that, you may look at creating a website and starting to build that out as well, because the website will act as a 24/7 shop that can be used to sell your services. But just for the record, we don't recommend these a proper professional price guide or a website as anything that you need to do in the first place. These are things that come down the track when you've got the time to focus on it. The main thing, if it's what you want to do, is to start booking clients. And you can figure the rest out from there. Well, there you have it, guys. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for listening to today's episode. If you got some value out of it or you enjoyed it, I would love it if you could leave a comment, like it, and hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when the next episode goes live. We'll look forward to seeing you there.